The letter home, a kind message crosses a long road. It was a quiet morning in a small village surrounded by green hills and tall trees. The sun was soft, the birds were singing, and the air smelled fresh. In a small wooden house at the edge of the village lived a young woman named Anna. She worked as a nurse in a hospital in the nearby city, but she had not been home for many months. Anna missed her family very much, especially her mother. Her mother was old and lived alone in another town far away. They used to talk every week, but the letters from home had stopped coming for a long time. The war had made travel and communication difficult. One evening, after a long day of work, Anna sat by the window and looked at the stars. She felt tired, but her heart was full of love for her mother. I don't know if my letters reached her, she thought, but I will try again. I must send her something kind to give her hope. So she took out a piece of paper, a pen, and began to write slowly. Her hand was tired, but her words were full of warmth. Dear Mother, I hope you are safe and healthy. Life here is hard, but I am doing my best to help people. Every day I see faces of strangers, but in every smile, I remember you. The days are long, but I carry your love with me. Please don't worry. I will come home soon when the roads are safe again. Your daughter, Anna. When the letter was finished, she folded it carefully and placed it in an envelope. The next morning, she went to the small post office in the city. The old postman looked at the address and said, "That's a long road, miss. The mail takes weeks, sometimes months." I know, Anna said with a smile, but I believe kind words can travel far. The postman nodded and promised to send it as soon as possible. The letter began its journey that same day. It was carried by a train, then by a truck, then by another postman on a bicycle. Sometimes the road was broken, sometimes it rained, and sometimes it was quiet and still. The letter passed through villages, over bridges, and across empty fields. In one village, a little boy found the postman resting under a tree. "Where are you going?" the boy asked. "I am taking a letter to a mother far away," the postman said with a smile. "Is it an important letter?" "Yes," he said, "it carries love, and love is always important." The boy helped the postman refill his water bottle, and then he watched as the postman rode away on his bicycle, disappearing into the dusty road. Days turned into weeks. Finally, after traveling through rain and wind, the letter arrived in the small town where Anna's mother lived. The postman there, an old man with kind eyes, knocked on her door. "Mrs. Rose," he said, "you have a letter from your daughter." The mother's eyes filled with tears as she took the envelope. Her hands were shaking. She sat down in her chair and opened it carefully. When she read the words, her heart felt warm again. It was as if her daughter's voice was right there beside her. She smiled and whispered, "My sweet Anna, you are safe. That's all I needed to know." She placed the letter beside her bed and read it every night before sleeping. Whenever she felt lonely, she touched the paper and felt her daughter's love again. Far away in the city, Anna didn't know that her letter had already arrived. She continued her work at the hospital, helping others with a gentle heart. But sometimes, when she looked at the sunset, she smiled and felt peace inside. She didn't know why, but maybe she felt the same warmth her mother felt when reading her letter. And so the kind message crossed a long road through rain, dust, and silence, but it reached its home safely. It carried not just words, but love, hope, and the invisible thread that always connects two hearts, no matter how far apart they are.